have to hear. Drink a good deal of it, make a good meal of it, stick to your old-fashioned beer. Now don't be afraid of it, drink till you're made of it. Now all together a cheer.
Hey folks, it's Mark here, once again, your one-take beer reviewer, the guy who writes about beer in Chicago at beeronaut.com. Still trying to set up my little studio/cellar so I get the best presentation, like keeping the product in sight before I talk about it. And because it is another scorcher of a day outside, that means I have to go upstairs, turn off the air conditioning, turn off the washer and dryer, and remember to get them turned back on before anyone gets a little too warm. But anyway, that was a busy day. Had to go to the Pick and Pull auto parts lot to get a new sun visor to replace one that broke on our old car. We just got a newer car, so our previous new car is now the old car, the Honda Civic. But anyway, we found one. It's always an exciting place to go. It's like shopping at Goodwill, except there's a chance of stepping on rusted automobile parts spread all over the place. But anyway, we are here to talk about something I've had back when they first hit the Chicago market in 2013, and just trying it again. It is Ballast Point Brewing Company of San Diego, California. They were started in 1996, so they're 25 years old, and they were pretty much the hot brewer out of that area for a while. And that was based mostly on their Sculpin IPA, one of the earlier California IPAs with all sorts of exotic hops to give it more of a fruity overtone. And very famously, they were bought out about 5 years ago by Constellation Brands for $1 billion, and then a couple years later they were sold back for a much reduced price to and they say, well, Kings and Convicts, a little small brewery out of Highwood, Illinois in suburban Chicago, bought them out. It's more precisely the money people behind Kings and Convicts also put together a deal to buy out Ballast Point. They had a brew pub in Chicago, in fact, and it shut down due to the COVID, and they've been rebranding and retooling, and they have sent another one of their Sculpins and also a lager, but I think Sculpin's the one that people most want to tune in about. So this is their IPA. It's almost an Imperial India Pale Ale. It's at 7% alcohol by volume, with lots of exotic hops, and we're just going to pop into it because I've been burning time here already talking about it and other things. Oh, it foams up pretty well here. It's been chilled in the refrigerator for a couple days because it's pretty warm in the cellar here in the summer. And there we go with a nice, well, it kicks up a very big head. But while we let it settle, we'll try to show it up here. Very normal India Pale Ale color. It's still almost not straw colored, but a little amber and gold color, and pretty hazy. Slightly tan head, which shows better in front of me than in front of the camera. Very nice mixture of tropical fruit hops. Not as much pine as you might get from other IPAs from the West Coast. But it's a very, very nice presentation. And this is hitting the spot quite frankly. It's got some nice malts to back up now there's some pine and resin in the hops to it. Not as much tropical fruit as they are claiming, and I will compare this to my notes from a couple years back and see if I think it's the same thing. But it's pretty strong, but it doesn't have any alcohol fumes to it, whatever. But it's really a very punchy hop profile that's fighting it out with the malts to to dominate and to overwhelm my tongue. Well, this is, yeah, one of the not really a pioneer, but it was one of the trendsetters of the, because they were among the first California IPAs besides Sierra Nevada to break into other markets, and hopefully they will do a little better for themselves. But this is always their flagship. I've had also had, I think, various fruit extracts added to it at other variations, and habanero, jalapeno, whatever versions. But always stick with the original Sculpin, and you probably can't go too far wrong. And when I write this up in my Beeronaut column, I will add my tasting notes on the other Ballast Point beer they sent to me. But this is the Ballast Point Sculpin, 7% alcohol by volume, not quite an Imperial India Pale Ale. It's hitting the spot this warm summer night. And this is Mark, your one-take beer reviewer, the guy at Beeronaut.com, saying cheers.
Now don't